It is an awesome evening here in the Rocky Mountains. Maybe this video we should just sit here in peace and silence. You know, I can hear the river a little bit. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a river that goes by our place. It's pretty much quiet right now because it's frozen, but in the summertime, you hear the hummingbirds and the river going, and it's so beautiful. So I'll have to take you guys there at some point. I just want to say welcome to my YouTube channel, Me in the Mountains. Me, Mountains. My name's Tim Janis, if you've never seen me before. I hope to hear in the comments what you guys think, because I think the best thing about me talking is hearing you guys talk too and sharing that with each other. Anyway, this is a fun one this evening. I am going to tell you my 4 biggest life tips. Leave in the comments your biggest life tips. And I think these 4 biggest life tips, I mean, these are just personal to me, and I would certainly be happy to hear yours, because I just think they're things that can help all of us. And they're going to be a little bit funny. You're not going to really expect what I'm going to say, so I'm going to say it. And some of them you might expect, but okay. Here is number 1. Very, very big. All right. This is going to be funny. Use dental floss. Brush your teeth. Anyway, I'm going to tell you why. First, you know, no matter how you brush your teeth, it doesn't matter. You got to use dental floss to protect them. All right, so I'm a musician. I'm on the road. I've done 5 US tours. One of them was 3 months long in an RV. I remember I was like in Indianapolis, staying overnight in my RV, when one of my tooth fell out. My tooth fell out. Not much I could do about it because I was on the road. It didn't hurt, you know. But I didn't always do that. I mean, it's not like I didn't brush my teeth, but I didn't use dental floss. And so what happens is you can lose teeth if you don't. And if you want to fix them, that's really, really, really expensive. And I'm still missing one tooth. And that's just how it is, you know. So I would tell a young person, you know, do it. It's very cheap and it really protects you. And I know that's like, you know, maybe it's kind of personal, but I wish you know, I guess somebody would have had to like shake me and just be like, you know, just remember that it's going to be better for your future. Okay, here's another one I just kind of learned. And I don't know, again, these are just some tips, but it's try not to have a storage space. We actually have one we have to get rid of right now. And the reason I'm telling you that, like when we moved, and that was number 2. When we left Maine, so we were renting a place and living in Maine, and we had to move out because it was no longer available. And so we headed west. And so obviously you don't know what to do, and you have all this stuff, and so we stored it. And it was a very inexpensive storage space, but it wasn't very, your stuff wasn't very safe there. And so I think we had that space for like 10 years, and none of the stuff was, you know, in good shape after that time, or worth keeping, or any of that. And you had all that cost, but that happens in life. You know, you get disrupted where you're living, and then you're trying to figure things out. But we have a storage space now, and we're just like, we're going to figure it out. Like either we give it the stuff away or we use it. But just be careful about that. If you have to store stuff, just think about it. That's like a lesson to me. And anyway, I'll have to check back with you guys to see if I follow through, because, you know, it's going to be hard to figure out what to do with our stuff there now, because where we live now in the Rockies, you know, we're still kind of moving in, sort of, because we had to do so much work on the place. So anyway, if you can, that was number 2. Try not to have a storage space. Number 3, bum, 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 bum. Listen to your inside compass. I think that's really important. And I think it's helped me. I've always tried my best. Sometimes you have decisions that are so big, you have to pray about it. You just can't think, you know, you can't think of the answer. But like, for instance, when I went into the film business, we did the movie Button's A Christmas Tale. And I remember, you know, you're working on the movie, you're putting your heart and pouring your heart and soul and finances into it. And I remember trying to find distribution, and I would get these offers from these distributors that would say, "Oh, you know what? This is great. You know, sign with us. We're going to give you X and Y amount of money, and you know, we're going to, you know, we love your film, and it's going to be great." And I'd say, "Oh, that's exciting. You know, cool." And I'd be like, "Well, can you give me some of that money now?" And they'd be like, "Oh, no, 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 no. That's not how it works." That's not how it works. You know, and so it's like you're in a compass. It's like, well, if you think my movie's great and you're gonna pay me, can't you pay me some now? You know, and that's your inside compass. And I think nowadays, you know, there's so much information out there, and it can be hard sometimes, you know, because there's one part of you that wants to believe. If somebody says, "Oh, your movie's great and we're gonna give you $1 billion," you're like, "Cool," you know, I want to believe that. But then there's another part inside you that goes, "Huh," you know. And so no matter what it is, you know, if you try to listen to that, because and we're all guilty of not doing it, but you know, I think that's something to try to do and just be aware. My number 4 thing: tell the ones you love them. Tell the ones you might love, you love them. Tell everyone you love them. I think it's really important. You know, time goes fast, and I think the people in our lives, our friends, you on this channel, you know, they're really important to us. They're sort of all we've got. And, you know, don't miss a day not saying, you know, I love you to someone in your life, because that's the truth, right? Well, those are 4 tips, and I love you guys. Leave your comments if you have some life tips. And I'm sure everybody would love to hear them, and they can be really helpful. I mean, even though I'm sharing these things just for fun this evening, they would have helped me more, you know, but you need someone to kind of shake you and be like, this is important. So anyway, leave any comments you want to about your life tips, and have a great rest of your evening. Love you guys. Peace.